Hi ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to take a look at some of these examples that I have here. So the first one is f of x equals 5 e to the x. Now, I'm looking for the derivative, so it means I'm taking the derivative of 5 e to the x. That's my e. I'm sorry, you'll have to deal with it. The 5 is constant, I'll take it out. And the answer is, because the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Now, I can hear you moaning already. You do not have to write that. I would expect only the final answer. But certainly this explains the story of what I'm doing so that you can follow what I'm trying to talk about. This one over here, we've got a product rule. So you're going to have to see this as f of x equals x squared e to the x. So the derivative is going to be the derivative of the first times the second plus the derivative of the second times the first. Now, I'm not saying I want you to write this out. In fact, I don't want you to write this out. This is what's going on inside my head. It's going to be 2x e to the x plus e to the x squared. Make it look a little bit prettier. 2x e to the x plus x squared e to the x. For some reason, I like it better with the e to the x second. But now we're going to common factor. I can common factor out an e and the x. I can common factor out an x. And our final answer will be x e to the x 2 plus x. And yes, you have to common factor because we're going to be setting this equal to 0 soon, and we're going to be solving. Okay, moving on to the next example. Man, that's written pretty small. I think we can all agree that's what is implied in this question is this, although I think brackets should be put in just in case, but that's certainly what's implied. Now let's recall. Now I haven't proven this quite the way I want to, but what I've told you is that if f of x equals e to the g of x, then f prime of x equals e to the g of x times g prime of x. So following that idea, f prime of x here is going to be e to the x squared minus 3x plus 5 times the derivative of the inside. And that'll be written as, just because it looks nicer for some reason, and that's it. That's all you can do. This is a term. You leave it alone. Let's see what we have here. Okay, it looks like I'm going to take the derivative straight off. The derivative will be 3 e to the x squared times the derivative of x squared, which is 2x. So this is going to work out to be 6x e to the x squared. Notice they want it at a particular value. They want it when x equals -1. So it's 6 minus 1 e to the -1 squared. So it's going to be -6 e. I could put a little 1 there, but I don't have to. And that's your final answer. You have to get used to that. Just as the same as you might have had something like this. You could have had -6 pi. Well, guess what? You now have -6 e. Okay, we'll stop there and then we'll do the last two examples.